Hello everyone, my name is Pranay Sharma and welcome to Menta. The topic that we'll be discussing today is LETV. This is going to be session number 1 for grade 9, all right, which stands for linear equation in two variable, right? So we'll be discussing two variables and so far you have seen linear equation in one variable. I'll also be giving you a contextual clarity of what do we understand by a term, an algebraic expression, and how these are different from an equation and what exactly, the parameters that will be following in an equation. And after that, we'll be discussing few topics related to this. So let us get this started. All right. So in this introduction part, just a second, let me. So in this introduction part, if you can, see the slide, it is giving you a contextual clarity of the format of what exactly linear equation in one variable is. But I know that this is, also be giving you a confusion that this is just the standard format. It is available everywhere. It is available in IIT Sharma, in NCERT, right, in RS Agarwal. So how this particular session is going to be interesting and how this is going to be, giving you a different practical exposure of what we are already having in textbooks. So let us jump to, in order to discuss this, we need to, just a second, we need to shift to whiteboard. Just a second, I'll be, yeah. All right, so I hope my whiteboard is visible. Now, let us say if I need to define a term, I told you that I'll be giving you contextual clarity of what a term is. So term is a combination of a constant and variable, or sometimes it is only constant. That can also be treated as a term. A variable can also be treated as a term. Now, how I'll be, justifying this statement? Let us have a look here. Suppose we have X, all right? Let us use this. Okay. If we have X, this can alone be treated as a term, right? Because I told you a term is anything which is a combination of a constant and a variable. Now, many of you will comment that, sir, where we have combination of constant and variable, but it should be either in multiplication or division, right? So you can also express one as, x as 1 into x, or another way of expressing this as x by 1. So we have a constant and a variable. Variable means they are having a capacity to change their value, right? So whatever, suppose if we do not know at the beginning what exactly the value that will be coming up with when we are solving something, we usually, take that value in terms of a variable and then we'll be start solving it. So this is the routine process that we follow. All right. This is constant. The value of this will remain as we are seeing it, right? So that means the face value will be the value that we'll be having for constant. Now, I told you that alone constant can also be treated as a term. How? Because this can be rewritten in this format. Anything that raised to power 0 is nothing but 1, except 0 to the power 0. All right. This can also be written like this: 7 divided by, let us say, y to the power 0. Y is another variable. Anything that is having a power as 0 will be 1, right? I'll also be giving you an explanation why this is the case, why, if some variable is having a power as 0, why that can be treated as 1, right? That is also something that I'll be giving you. And I'll also be explaining you, suppose if 1 to the power 0 is what? 1, right? 1 to the power 10 is also 1. Then we say that 1 to the power 0 and 1 to the power 10, right, they are equal because they both are giving us the same result. They are equal. If we have same basis, then powers are to be equated. So can we say 0 equals 10? Is this the correct way in which we can express this? This is something that I'll be covering in a different session, right, where I'll be giving you some contextual clarities of uh, uh, general mathematics, right? Okay, so let us move back to our slide. I told you what exactly a term is. Now, whenever we have a term and another term, right? This is the recent example that we have taken. Suppose if we are combining them with the help of plus or minus, let us say I'm using minus. So what this will give me? X minus 7. This is nothing but an algebraic expression. This is also a polynomial, but I'm not interested in polynomial at this point in time because the definition of polynomial we have already covered in lecture number 1. In case if you have not seen it, please revisit factorization where I have covered this. I'll also be covering polynomials in a separate context, but as of now, we can treat this as an algebraic expression, right? Because we have a combination of terms. It can be plus as well. When we have one algebraic expression and let us say another term, okay, 7, right? And now this particular thing is forming an expression where we have an equals to sign in between. So suppose if I am sitting over this equals to sign, right? Then this will be my left hand side and this will be my right hand side, right? So this is nothing but an equation. So this type of combination wherein you have an equals to sign in between is nothing but an equation, right? I'll be writing equation in this format, right? When you move to higher grades, you should not be writing the complete word. You should be writing it in short, all right? So x minus 7 equals 7. This is an equation. So when you actually solve it, it will be giving you x as 7 plus 7. Because the moment you shift something from LHS to RHS, the sign will get changed. All right. So that is what we have observed here. And I'll also be, this is something that we have discussed in 8th grade, but I'll be reconsidering this in case if you have not understood this. Right. Okay. So you know what LHS and RHS is. Now, considering the same example, how did I get 14? Now we need to calculate the value of x. One way is to eliminate this minus 7. How that can be possible? When I'll be adding 7 here, right? Because plus 7 and minus 7 will go away. So whatever operation that I am performing on left hand side, I should also be performing on right hand side. Why? Because whenever we have an equals to sign in between, that means you considered this in context of beam balance, right? Suppose if you have 2 kg of some weight measure here, then you should be having 2 kg here as well in order to have the weight alignment at the center. You have seen that beam balance, right? In grocery shops. So if suppose you add 1 kg, further 1 kg to this particular block, you should also be adding that 1 kg in this particular block so as to have the weight maintained. So suppose if I am adding 7 here, because I wish to remove this 7 from this so that x can be left alone here, right? And by doing this, I'll be able to calculate the value of x. That is it. Now, on contrary to this, this is nothing but a shift of this minus 7 to other side with a plus 7, right? In this way also you can reimagine it. So we'll be considering this session as well in grade 8, right? So I'll be giving you the link for that as well. All right, let us move to our slide. So this is linear equation in one variable. Now, if you can, revisit this, which is x minus 7 equals 7. We have only one variable, all right? Linear means what? Highest power of the variable should be 1. Linear. This is an equation because we have an equals to sign in between. So it is linear equation in one variable, all right? We will be discussing linear equation in 2 variables. Now, suppose if we have linear equation in one variable, there will only be one possible solution for this, right? Solution means what value of x you should be having so as to have the answer as 7. Let us reconsider this now. This is going to be interesting. X minus 7 equals 7. Think of it like this. What value of x you should be putting here so as to have the final answer as 7? Because ultimately this gets equal to 7, right? So if let us say you substitute x as 14, then 14 minus 7 will give you 7. This comes out to be true. That means for this particular value, this equation is holding true. That means this is the solution of this equation. Whatever value that we are putting for that variable, if that value satisfies the equation, satisfies means LHS equals RHS, then we can say that yes, that particular value is the solution of that equation. All right. So we have only one possible value for this. That means linear equation in one variable has only one solution, or rather I should say unique solution. So that is what they have mentioned here. All right. And the general format will be AX plus B equals 0. All right. So have we followed it here? Yes, we have followed it here as well. X minus 7 equals 7. So if you can, shift this to the other end, that change of sign will be there and right hand side will become 0. So this will be x minus 14 equals 0. So can we, what we say, compare it with ax plus b equals 0? Yes. Here a is what? 1, coefficient of x. B is what? Minus 14. Fine, people. Now we will be, moving to our slide. What about linear equation into a variable? We have a different format, ax plus by plus c equals 0. Now let us consider this as well. Let us say if we have 2x plus 3y, all right, equals, let us say, 5. Can you able to help me out with the possible solutions, or let us take one simple example, right? That is very easy to be followed. X plus y equals, let us say, 4. This is an equation that is being given to us. It is an equation. It has two variables. So it is two variables, not variable, different variables we have. An equation, and it is linear in nature because the highest power of variables is 1, right? So it is linear equation in two variables, right? LATV. Now this justifies the name. Is it of this format, ax plus by plus c equals 0? Yes. If you can shift this to the other end, it will become x plus y minus 4 equals 0. Now if you compare it with this, a is what? Coefficient of x, which is 1. B is what? Coefficient of y, which is 1. C is what? Constant term, which is minus 4. Yes, it is holding true. Now let us reconsider this equation. X plus y equals 4. What possible values of x and y we should be, keeping so as to have this equation satisfied? So for this, if suppose I should be keeping x on LHS part and I should be transposing this y to the other end, it will be 4 minus y. I'll be calling this as equation number 1, right? However, this is original equation. I'll be calling this as equation A. All right. Now you need to make a box and we'll be going with hit and trial method. X, y. Now suppose if y is 0, what is the value of x? 4, right? If in this equation you put y as 0, so it will give you x as 4, right? If you put y as 1 in this equation, 4 minus 1, that means x will become 3. So x will be 3, 1. If you put y as 2, all right, put y as 2. It is hit and trial, right? So x will be 4 minus 2, that is nothing but 2. Likewise, we can have infinitely many solutions for this. As you can see that, yes, this is also giving us a solution. This is also giving us a solution. This is also giving us a solution. We can have infinitely many solutions for this. In case if you get exhausted with whole numbers, you can also try it with decimals, right? So that will also work good. I can say 2.5 and 1.5. Don't you think it will be giving you 4? 2.5, 1.5. This is 3.5.5 will give you 1, 4, right? So that in this way, we can say that, yes, this gives us infinitely many solutions. However, with one linear equation in one variable, we have only unique solution. So I have cleared this. Solution means the value of a variable that satisfies the equation. So all these pointers are covered, right? The introduction part is being covered. Let us discuss this. We need to find the value of k if x and y both being equated to 1 is a solution of the equation 2x plus 3y equals k. Let us 2x plus 3y equals k. Let us move to our board. 2x plus 3y equals k. And here x is 1, y is 1. You need to calculate the value of k, right? Substitute these values here. If you substitute this, it will be 2 times 1, 3 times 1, k. So this is nothing but 2 plus 3 equals k. K comes out to be 5. That is it. Simple question it is. Yes, very simple. How many solutions of linear equation 2x plus y equals 4 will have? Now, as you can see that we have two different variables. This is going to be a linear equation in two variable and it may have infinitely many solutions. All right. Can you show it in on coordinate plane? Yes. So for this, we'll be jumping to whiteboard again. 2x plus y equals 4. This is our original equation, right? Let us put y here and you shift this x to the other end and call this as equation number 1. This plus will become negative here when you actually transpose this to other end. All right, you need to make a box now. In order to represent something, you at least need three points, right? Three coordinates. Ordered pair formation we need to have, right? Then I'll be showing you how we can get this represented. As recently we have covered coordinate geometry, so we'll be, getting this covered very easily. All right, so suppose if you put x as 0, then this will be, this all works on hit and try, right? 2 times 0, so this will be 4 minus 0, that is nothing but 4. Y will be 4. What if you put x as 1? Now here you have pointed out x as 0. Here you are substituting x as 1. So this will be y equals 4 minus 2 times 1. That is nothing but 4 minus 2, which is 2. What if you put x as 2? So y will be 4 minus 2 times 2, which means 4 minus 4. That is nothing but 0. So y will become 0 if x is 2. So we got 0, 4 ordered pair, 1, 2 and 2, 0. Now this is something that we should be representing on graph. How we'll be doing it? I'll be using a different marker, blue. This is going to be y-axis. And okay, this will be x-axis. Fine. This is y, y dash, x, x dash, O, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, 0, 4. That means in x-axis we should be traversing 0. 0 is this origin, all right? And y is 4. So marking should be with a different marker. All right, 0, 4. 1, 2, x-axis 1 and 2, y. 2, 0, x-axis 2 and 0. Now we need to join all these points in order to define the line. So this is how our line will look like. That is it. Now let us move to our slide. Right. Yes, so that is what we have defined. However, you may have multiple things, but graph is something that I have pointed out for you. All right. So this is something that we have already covered. In case if you have any doubt, you can keep me informed. All right. We'll try to cover the same in next session. Thank you so much for your valuable time. Bye.